I'm bringing you more cinema-related competition. We're here with another Fancast match, our third, this time with not the OG 4 people that you usually saw in our previous 2 Fancast matches, this time with 4 new competitors who will try to kind of cast our favorite fictional characters within the world of movies with our favorite actors in the world of movies. Now, with me deciding this match, co-judging and co-hosting with me are going to be members of the original Fancast match squad, Lucky Boy and Rod. How are you guys doing?
Hello, everybody. Yeah, it's good to be on this side of it. So now I get to judge and
not steal my answers, Lucky Boy. Is that what you meant to say?
Gotta be fast.
Yeah, no, this time no arguing within you guys. No guy, no.
Yeah, we're on the same side finally. Whoa.
I know.
Yeah, Rod, you and I need to pair up. That's what needs to happen.
I agree.
You guys have both done 2 before. Mm-hmm. Both combined, you've done 4 hours of fan casting if you've taken, all the time that we edited out. So what do you think is the most important when taking into account when going into these matches? I'll start with Lucky Boy first.
I mean, honestly, this is probably my most fun thing to do, like, on these things, because it's it's like depth of knowledge, like kind of picking someone that you think would be perfect for the role based off of their past roles, like glimpses that you could possibly see for them being good in this role, but also evolving that actor in a way that makes it interesting for them too.
The 2 times I've done this, it's been a lot of fun. Just imagining what certain actors could play in certain roles is a lot of fun, and being creative. I've had a couple slip-ups before, Melissa McCarthy and Richard E. Gant in the past.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't.
People make mistakes, and that's funny too, because even the mistakes are probably the funniest part of the show is when you just get it so wrong.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I'm never going to be able to let those down, but hey, it's still a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what these guys come up with.
Let's get to those competitors. We have 4 eager competitors. They've never competed in a Fancast match, so let's get to them. Representing the Hunt, the Quick Critic.
What's going on, gentlemen? Good to be back.
Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
And how does it feel to be on this side? No elimination this time. I'm not sure you've ever been on with no elimination.
I haven't.
Less pressure.
Yeah. I haven't been on anything that has this format, so it should be interesting to see how it pans out.
Representing the Archer, former 2-time Cinemore's champion of the world, Big J from Unyolo.
Hey, you guys. I'm excited for this. Let's see who you guys make us pick in 1 minute. That's the challenge.
Representing the nice guy, James.
Hello, gentlemen. Glad to be back.
Oh, hello.
Now, the 4th and final competitor, representing Gone with the Wind, former Cinemore's champion of the world, Nikita.
Yes. Very happy that the event has no elimination. It really de-stresses the whole situation. It's just nice and fun. It's still mega competitive, especially with Unyolo here. It's going to be cutthroat, I imagine.
Real quickly, before we start the match, let's get to the rules real quickly. Each round, there will be 4 rounds, each with a certain fictional character that our 4 competitors will get a chance to cast with a certain actor or actors. And then once the character is revealed, they will have 1 or 2 minutes to come up with their answer. They also are suggested to come up with a backup answer as well, because there are no repeated answers allowed. The judges will have 3 scores in which we will combine for 1 average score per competitor each round. And then the individual with the most points at the end of the match will win. Any questions?
No.
The first one.
Mr. Webb.
Freddy Krueger.
Ooh.
Cillian Murphy.
Kevin Bacon.
Hugo Weaving.
Bill Skarsgård.
Okay, so what I think that we need in someone like Freddy Krueger, you need to have all the range from going to comical to just serious to just be out crazy scary. And Cillian Murphy, with all the roles we've been seeing with him, is one guy that can do all that just with his eyes. And that's the other thing, when you have all that makeup, it's really important that you can do all that with his body movement and his eyes. And from all the roles we saw, even for example, like in Scarecrow in Batman, that he looks like this normal doctor and then he just goes completely nuts.
Kevin Bacon. I mean, first thing that comes to mind with Freddy Krueger, it has to be someone evil looking. So I literally Googled up evil looking actors, but then it hit me in my mind that Kevin Bacon is an evil looking guy. And as Unyolo said, he can also be quite diverse in range, whether he's in Footloose, like an easy looking guy, or in some roles like the sleepers. But yeah, he can look very evil, and that's what's needed for the role.
I said Hugo Weaving. I liked him because he looks really evil, like it's just the face and the eyes, and he's like bald and stuff like that. But just he's always played like good evil characters, like in the Matrix, stuff like that. More personality characters, like in V for Vendetta and stuff like that. And I think that voice is good. He's really voice like perfect for like a menacing Freddy Krueger kind of sound.
So I picked Bill Skarsgård, and when I think about Freddy, I think of somebody with like a lean, kind of wiry frame, kind of awkward, and Bill Skarsgård, I feel, fits that physical build pretty well. He also has the acting chops. He has the horror chops, having played Pennywise, and he's able to kind of do a lot of acting with his face, which you have to do through the makeup with Freddy. So that's really why, with Skarsgård, he can do it. He's done it before.
Well, I think what QC said is exactly why I also picked mine. I think the body, the type of the body is very important for this character. My problem with Bill Skarsgård is that I just think he already played Freddy kind of in Pennywise. It's that kind of scary comedian. So I think it's going to be very similar, and it's going to be very hard for him to detach from the part that he already played. And that is my problem with Hugo Weaving. I don't see it. Like, he has the voice. Yes, if he was like a voiceover job, I think he would be a great pick. But I don't see him having that kind of body presence that you need for someone like Freddy. And Kevin Bacon, it's kind of a mix of all this, but I don't think he's like that crazy looking like we have, for example, in Cillian Murphy, or we got in Bill Skarsgård when playing Pennywise. He needs something more into his eyes.
Kevin's too good looking.
I mean, guys, I don't know if you've seen, there's a movie called The Woodsman, which I would definitely recommend.
I saw it.
Extremely underrated, and there he plays like an aloof kind of evil guy. But I think that evilness that comes to mind is from The Sleepers. That movie really rocked me when I watched it as a kid. I think I watched it too early. But Kevin Bacon really made an impact on me back then. And then I've seen him in movies like Footloose. I'm like, wow, that's the same guy. And that really shows the range that Unyolo's been talking about. For Hugo Weaving, I do think that he is ultimately evil-looking guy. But as has been discussed, he maybe does not have a build for it. He's not lanky, creepy, twisty guy, how Freddy dances with the glove and whatnot. And
He's a perfectly tall, skinny guy. I don't see how the fit doesn't make.
He looks buff as Skullface and Elrond. I mean, yeah.
And he has the other thing, since he played Red Skull, he says he doesn't want to do anything with prosthetics. So that kind of puts him off to play Freddy.
Just a quick counterpoint as far as Skarsgård already playing Pennywise. So my thing is Freddy, the majority of the time he's under the makeup, right? So you're not gonna see Skarsgård, you're gonna see Freddy Krueger. And Skarsgård has shown that he can emote and really act through the makeup. And that's really important for a character like Freddy's. When you got all that makeup on, can you still present a character that really hits, and can you really act through the makeup? And we know that Skarsgård can do that.
I actually don't mind that Skarsgård one. That's good. That's one of my favorites. That's a good one if I would re-guess.
In regards of the makeup, like the makeup is just burnt face. It's not like he's gonna hide his emotions, so it's still easy to act with him. The thing is the body language.
Creepy and stuff like that. I don't see Kevin Bacon being so creepy. I know he maybe played certain roles like that, but it's just like he's just always seems like more like a happy-go-lucky, like funny kind of nice guy.
You watch different movies, man. Yeah.
Just like his personality in most of the movies that he's done, anyways.
For James, we all decided on a 6.5. We actually loved the opening, but we thought we needed more from the rebuttals. For Nikita, we gave a 7.83. His was the opposite. I'm dividing it by 3. 7.83. His opening was the opposite of James. His opening we thought was weak, but his rebuttals came in very strong. QC, we came in with a very solid 7.67. We just needed a bit more, but when you did speak, it was really great. And then Unyolo, same with the QC, 7.67. Bit too long on the opening, and then the rebuttals also dragged for too long. So the score at the moment is Nikita is up by 0.16 with a very solid lead heading into round 2. The characters featured in this round are Harry Potter and Voldemort.
Yeah, so I picked Noah Schnapp for Harry Potter, Paul Bettany for Voldemort.
I know he's a little older, but I wanted a nice Taron Egerton as Harry Potter, and for Voldemort, I wanted a nice Malcolm McDowell.
I picked Mark Strong for Voldemort, and Alex Lothar for from Black Mirror, Imitation Game, and End of the Fucking World for Harry Potter.
For Voldemort, I picked Benedict Cumberbatch, and for Harry Potter, Cody Smith McPhee.
All right, so when I think about Harry Potter, I think about someone who's innocent yet cerebral. He has to be kind of likable. Someone who's easy to root for, and Noah Schnapp, point blank, really embodies all those characteristics. If you think about his character from Stranger Things and just that look that he has of you see him and you just want to see him succeed and do well. So Paul Bettany, you got to get the body and the profile right for Voldemort again. I think he has to be kind of like this a dangerous but also mournful, kind of flawed character, and I think Paul Bettany has a lot of experience playing that with his experience playing Vision and also other movies he's been in.
Yes, I chose I went with British guys because basically they'd have to be British or they wouldn't be cast for the most part. So yeah, I went with Taron Egerton as Harry Potter. I feel like he has that kind of nerdy look, that perfect British guy look to play him. And he's kind of like funny and charming, and there's a little bit of both there. And then for for Voldemort, chose a nice Malcolm McDowell because he's the best, and he's an older guy, but if you guys know him from Clockwork Orange or even from like Entourage as one of the guys, or any other plenty of movies he's in, he plays a really good evil character, and he's a British guy too.
First with Mark Strong for both my guys are British as well, because they have to be for these roles. And I went with Mark Strong because first he looks very good bald, and I think that's important for the role. He has the right physique. He can kind of similar to Ralph Fiennes in a way, but maybe a bit bigger, but he could lose some weight. And he can have a really menacing look in his eyes and really like inspire fear if needs to be. And for the Harry Potter was, I think, a lot tougher than Voldemort. So I picked this Alex Lothar guy. And I've seen him in Black Mirror, Imitation Game, and some other projects. And I think he does look a bit innocent, still childish enough, not like Taron Egerton, for example, still in the range to be Harry Potter. He has wisdom in his eyes, and he can portray courage if needs to be.
Okay, so I went with Benedict Cumberbatch and Cody Smith McPhee. Benedict is English, Cody is from Australia, and if you go to the wiki page of Harry Potter, Australians are accepted. So you can go on fandom and see. Not Americans, but Australians, okay. So why did I pick these two? Like, I just saw The Power of Dog. And the thing is, like, I think for these two characters, you need to have them working really well separate, but when they are together, they need to have that tension that we saw in the movies. And if you saw The Power of the Dog, there is a kind of tension exactly like we have from Voldemort and Harry Potter. Like, there's anger, there's rage, but there's also some connection there that they don't really know what it is.
I don't mind starting.
I'm gonna butcher these names, but let's go.
Yeah. So look, first, Cumberbatch, I think, as you said, can play anyone, and he was also one of my picks for Voldemort. But I'm like, man, he's gonna get snatched, so I'll literally chuck him on the side. But Cody Smith McPhee, I like the guy in The Road. I think he was amazing in The Road. But in The Power of Dog, he was like a tall, gangly golem. Like, he was a stick walking around. He would probably be fitting to play the werewolf that was there rather than Harry Potter, because, I don't know, he doesn't exude anything that Harry Potter is to me, which is like courage, inspiration. Then for Malcolm McDowell, I think the guy is, he's an excellent actor, but he's just very old. Like, he's Voldemort after retirement, And for Taron Egerton, he's a suitable guy as well, but I think he does not fit the Harry Potter profile. He's too quirky, too, let's say, buffy, too, playboyish, let's say. Harry Potter needs to be more like innocent, human-like. And finally, Paul Bettany, I think, is a good pick. He would be good as Voldemort. Can't imagine him being evil at this point, so that's hard to picture in my mind. And Noah Schnapp, I don't think he's British, so that's a weak argument, of course. But I like the guy. Nothing else to pick on him.
Taron Egerton, I think, also has more of the leading man kind of like, he's leading man, and he strikes me a little bit old for the role as well. Playing Harry Potter, he seems like more of like an adult as opposed to someone who's playing someone who's 17 years old.
My problems with James picks is like, first of all, Terrence Edgerton is like really old for that role. And he doesn't look
like
like
when are characters not older than what they play? Go watch Riverdale.
But I don't think he can play that young. And the other thing is, he has a lot of presence. He has a lot of charisma that I think just makes it really hard to believe that Harry is like this awkward kid that's like developing.
Yeah, but Harry wasn't awkward. He was awkward at the beginning. We were saying at the end. We were saying at the end when he has like a little more confidence. So this guy is like balls.
But still in the end, he's not an action kind of guy like you see Taron Egerton in Kingsman. He's not that kind of guy. And the other thing is, like, in terms of like Nikita, I just don't see like Alex being able to play Harry Potter. I don't see him having the range. And when you talked about my character not having the body type he can like muscle up and easily he will do that role because we see that happening all the time.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I kind of agree with they were saying about Cody Smith McPhee. Like he's too like almost weird looking and skinny. Even if he bulks up, it's still like not gonna like fit a kind of a Harry Potter. If he played more like an evil guy, like someone on Slytherin or something, maybe he could get away with it.
Be a very non-traditional lead
I
role.
definitely don't see that guy as Harry Potter. And then Benedict Cumberbatch, like he's so big already. Like I don't know. Like I know he's British and stuff like that, but I don't think he would take on like a kind of role like that. He's been done enough with these like big franchises and stuff. I think he's headed to more.
If you look the guy that did Voldemort before, if you want to talk about big actor, like I don't think that's.
I think everyone was big in Harry Potter from the.
I don't think that's really a question. Looking at who took the role before, it's not like going down on Benedict. And again, Cody Smith has the range.
You're talking last round about a guy who's pigeonholed. You're talking about Skarsgård being pigeonholed as it, and now we're talking Benedict Cumberbatch, who's the just pigeonhole of Marvel and Sherlock and stuff like that. And so like the British community already knows him as Sherlock.
So you already
around the world already know him as Doctor Strange. Okay, you can stop talking for a second. Hold on. Yeah. They already know him as Doctor Strange. So like, he's already pigeonholed in all these characters. And now you're gonna say like, oh, now he's okay to fit this role though. So like.
We can talk about Benedict in about 5 roles that he's famous for. You're not talking about one actor that's known for one. Like you couldn't like say that he was pigeonholed without saying 2, and I can give you more. Okay, so that's the thing. He has a lot of parts, and he breaks down. Like for example, Power of Dog, that he breaks out of it, and people don't see him as anything else.
Yeah, no, I think really the only ones that stand out to me again is as I mentioned, and then Cody Smith McPhee. I think he just strikes a little bit awkward for the leading man of Harry Potter. He just when I think of Harry Potter, I don't think of Cody. You know, I think of a more traditional kind of look, and maybe a little bit younger as well. So
I think Alex does. Okay, he might not look like as a broken guy, but I mean, if you Google his picture right now, he looks like a broken ass person straight away. You know, like he doesn't even need to open his mouth. He already looks broken.
All right, we're gonna end it there. Just
actually wearing a Ravenclaw t-shirt.
No way.
QC, we decided on a 7.5 for you. We thought it was kind of up and down for you. We thought your defense against Unyolo was a bit weaker. And then Unyolo, we gave a 7.33 on that one. We thought the Cody Smith McPhee one dragged you down a bit. Nikita, we gave an 8.33 on that one. We thought your choices were great. No one really attacked you for them. And then for James, the final score was a 6.5. The age was a bit off for you. The Malcolm McDowell is too old. All right, so the scores are right now. James at 13. Nikita in the lead with 16.16. QC at 15.17. And then Unyolo at 15. As we head into the third character. The bride from Kill Bill.
Wow.
For the bride for Kill Bill, I said a nice Emma Stone.
Emma Stone, Nikita.
Have Vanessa Kirby.
Unyolo.
Anna Darmas.
And QC.
Chloe Grace Moretz.
I picked Emma Stone because, she's pretty, almost kind of looks like a Uma Thurman in my eyes. I kind of went for like a similar look, like there's like the big eyes and stuff like that. And she's kind of played. I pictured her like, you know, when she has that kind of like dark side in like Zombieland, and she's like kind of has like a more angry, like brooding kind of mentality. I figured like I pictured that in like the bride role, and I think it was like a perfect kind of fit, like that kind of look.
Okay, so I went with Vanessa Kirby. I mean, I think she's suitable look-wise to be the bride, definitely. I think she has both the action experience necessary for the role, like in movies like Hobbs and Shaw, and as well she has a very, very good dramatic skill, which we saw in The Crown, as well as Pieces of a Woman. So which shows that she can really be that broken person to suffer through things and to overcome obstacles, while at the same time be able to kick ass when necessary.
So speaking of kick-ass, I chose Chloe Grace Moretz, and I think if you take the Hit Girl character and you kind of age her up and put her in a Tarantino film, I think what you end up with is a character very similar to what The Bride is. You know, very violent, but also has pathos and a human character, but also knows a way around weapons.
Okay, so I went with Ana Darmas because I think one of the things in The Bride that's more important is it's like they have to have presence. He has to walk on screen, not be able to even say a word, and he looks cool as hell. And Ana Darmas does that. And if you saw James Bond, her action sequence, she steals the show completely. And that's the type of character that I think we needed for you. In terms of being blonde or brunette, she can paint her hair or she can be brunette. I don't think that's important. But she needs to be someone that can do the fighting and can have almost that nonsense of not even caring who's in front of her and who she's killing.
The Ana de Armas one doesn't do it for me at all. I think that one's too... she's almost too good looking to be the bride, if that's a legitimate argument, because she's like I can't take her like that seriously. She might be good at the action sequences and stuff, but I don't think she has that like darker like side of her. She always kind of is more of the like happy, whimsical, even if she's smart or whatever the case may be in her characters.
Okay, so just to rebuttal that, if you look at Uma Thurman, first of all, I would discuss that she's absolutely gorgeous. So it's saying that Ana Darmas is too beautiful. I think that's part of the role. Part of the role was that she was able to be seen as this beautiful woman that no one paid any attention to, and she would just kill everyone. So I think that doesn't really fit. And if you saw a lot of movies of Ana Darmas, she can go dark. If you saw Knock Knock, the movie is not great, but she's absolutely can go nuts and scary as shit. My problem with Chloe is the last movies I've been seeing of her. I just don't think she has that charisma anymore that she had in Kick-Ass. Absolutely love her in Kick-Ass, but as she got older, I don't know if it's the roles she got or whatever, she just doesn't do it for me anymore. And Emma Stone is the same thing. Emma Stone is always for me, even on Zombieland, she's the nice girl. Even when she's shooting zombies and stuff, I can take her as this assassin. She's always someone that there's the big eyes that just make her so lovely. I don't know if Vanessa Kirby looks like the part sometimes, because I don't think she is that stunning like I see Uma Thurman, but this is always subjective. So, but I don't see her as being the stunning next to Ana Darmas and even Emma Stone in all this.
Yeah, the only thing that jumps out at me is I think for The Bride, you really need a character that has the action experience and chops and believability, and that she should really be slicing and dicing people up. And to Jay's point, I feel like Emma Stone, she generally plays the nice girl, and I just can't see her swinging a sword. I mean, maybe she'd be great. Maybe Uma Thurman didn't have that experience coming into Kill Bill, but I just can't see Emma Stone as a major action vehicle kind of leading that. So.
I don't know. Even if you just take Zombieland as an action, there's still plenty of action there. It's believable. She was good at what she did. I don't think that's really that much of a valid argument. Plus all the training and stuff like that. You could say Ana de Armas got probably months of training for Bond, right? This is all pretty easy. That's kind of stuff that they can all learn, and that's an acting skill set that they can just pick up.
But it has to look real, and that's the thing.
It is real though, because even you guys are saying she always plays a nice girl, and then you watch Cruella, she's convincingly good, and
I think
exactly. Even in Cruella, she becomes good.
But still,
acting-wise, Emma Stone is great, guys. If I can just a bit, Right. Acting-wise, Emma Stone is very good, I think. But yes, I do agree, and I think both Anna and Emma fall in the same role. Anna was my first pick initially. I circled her, okay, that's my pick. But then I thought, you know what, she looks too kind all the time. I haven't seen Knock Knock, so I can't comment on that part. But in movies I've seen her in, she with her big eyes as well, she's always exudes this positivity around her. And yes, she can probably act and turn upside down and become this evil killing machine. But same as for Emma Stone, I can't see them becoming this macabre. For Chloe Grace, I see her as that. She can be evil easily. And I've seen her acting as well. There's a movie called Miseducation of Cameron Post, where she did great drama work, and she obviously has the acting chops. But at the same time, I don't know. I think she, I don't know, maybe too young looking or kind of too lost to be in the role.
All right, so that's going to do it. So for QC on that one, we went for 7.33. We just needed more of a defense for the pick, especially acting range. For Unyolo, we gave a 7.67. We liked the pick. However, when the rebuts started coming in, there wasn't really too many examples of Ana de Armas's past, like really dark and gritty work. For Nikita, we went for an 8.5 on that one. Nikita, your rebuts are like really great. We gave James a 6.83 for that one. The whole thing with you so far in this match is that your picks we are not a huge fan of, but your rebuts are great. All right, so the score is right now James at 19.83, Nikita in the lead with 24.66, QC dipped a bit 22.5, and then or 22.5, and then Unyolo in second place with 22.67 as we head into the fourth and final round.
Congratulations,
Captain of
Nikita.
America.
Unless you pick Danny DeVito on this. Congratulations.
PC,
Right.
Ryan Gosling.
Scott Eastwood.
Henry Cavill.
and then Nikita.
Josh Hutcherson.
I think he has the physique, he has the physicality, he has the jawline, he has the charisma. He can play kind of the everyman, but he can also play very dangerous, as we saw in Drive and in Blade Runner to a lesser degree, I think. And I just think we think Captain America, you think of like the all-American golden boy, and me, Ryan Gosling encapsulates that. And he's a good actor. He has the look for it. He's likable.
So I chose Scott Eastwood because, look, if you would do Captain America a couple of years ago, you'd probably pick Clint Eastwood because he's the guy that would completely fit. Now, like Scott Eastwood has everything. He has that jawline when you have the suit, he has the presence, he has the physique, he has like the look of that all-American boy, and he is a really good actor. If there's like a lot of movies that you don't see that, but he is a good actor, and he has that like charisma that his dad is able to ooze out just being there.
So I picked Henry Cavill. I just think he has like obviously the build for it. You've seen him in like The Witcher. He's just he has the big chiseled look. He's in great shape, stuff like that. And then just with The Witcher, he's flexed his skills with basically everything from acting to action to just kind of the whole package.
I was tempted to pick someone famous, but then I thought about some rather unknown actors because someone needs to take up the mantle, start off fresh. And I think Josh Hutcherson has this stoic look about him. Yes, he was not, let's say, the most well-known person around. But if you look at his acting in Hunger Games, he does, he has the physique, he has the appearance, he has the look. And I Googled him blonde looking as well, so he looks decently blonde. Okay,
so I challenged Nikita to pick Danny DeVito, and he almost did. Like, this is the shortest guy in the world. Okay, if you see a picture of him next to Jennifer Lawrence, he doesn't even he gets to her shoulder. He doesn't have the physique. Like in Hunger Games, he just plays this really scary kid. Oh my God, I just don't see anything Captain America like. And he's not a good actor. So all those put together, I just think you went up to the challenge of trying to pick a Danny DeVito kind of guy. The other two actors that you guys picked, again, my only issue is they are too famous. I'm not going to see Captain America. I'm going to see Ryan Gosling, and I'm going to see Superman dressed as Captain America.
I think Chris Evans was pretty fairly established when he went up.
Yeah, he was.
Captain America. So
where was he established?
So I don't know if I agree with that. And I don't want to pile on Nikita with Hutcherson, but when I just think about these four guys, Gosling, Eastwood, Cavill, Hutcherson, one of these doesn't match. And it's Hutcherson, just because you think of Captain America, he's like the ideal perfection of physical attainment, right?
Yeah.
And Hutcherson to me is a guy who's in shape, whereas Cavill, Gosling, and Eastwood to a lesser degree, are the guys who really look like they were created in a laboratory. They're so fit.
You'd have to pick Tom Cruise to be Iron Man if he's Captain America. You have to be short guys to play those roles.
James, you want to add to the pile? I'll wait.
I was going to, but I felt bad after. There's no point.
No, it's okay.
I actually like Scott Eastwood, so I'm not gonna say anything there because that was my number one pick, and good thing I wrote a second one, even though they didn't really want to pick that one. But they both fit the bill. But I literally just watched Hunger Games. I've never watched them before, so I just watched it 2 days ago, and I did not like that guy at all. He was so weak and character. Like I couldn't see that guy being Captain America. Like he'd be Captain America's like weaker younger brother who like never became captain. He'd be like Private America.
So my guy is definitely short. I mean, I think I did bamboozled on that.
Half the actors are short anyways. How many actors?
Exactly. There's many actors who've been shorter than necessary or taller than necessary, and they did very well. Like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, he was incredibly tall, which was a complete mismatch for who the role was supposed to be. The guy was supposed to be Danny DeVito's height, but that worked out very well. What I think works for me in my guy is that I mean, he, like if you look at his pictures at the very least, or you look at some of his performances, he has this inspirational look about him. Yes, he is short. Of course, he's not the muscle machine like Henry Cavill, and I think Henry Cavill, as the guys said, he is too well known at this point. He's Witcher, he is Superman, and he's already there, established in the universe. For Scott Eastwood, I mean, fantastic choice, but the guy looks evil to me. Like, it's not someone like the kid I would look up to. Like, I don't know if you watched Wrath of Man. He just looks evil the entire time. He has this evil look about him, And for Ryan Gosling, I think that he looks kind of too sleazy to be Captain America, He's still this, ladies man, He's
Tell us how you really feel.
He's like Sergeant California, more like than the Captain America,
He would get with Black Widow for sure. He
would get with everyone for sure. 100%. With every single one, passing Captain Marvel, Black Widow, Wanda, anyone you want.
And when you say that Josh Hutcherson looks like inspirational, I don't know what you're Googling it, because I just Google him and he looks like, I'm sorry, nothing like Captain America, not in none of them. So I don't know.
I'll share a photo now.
But I agree with Ryan Gosling. I think but my problem is like I said, Ryan Gosling and Henry Cavill. You just can't. Even in Drive, I love Drive, but you still see Ryan Gosling there. You still see always that guy. He's like you know them. I think he has to be someone that will completely make people like believe that it's Captain America and not Ryan Gosling with the helmet on. So that's my problem with those two. And Josh, I just don't know what you did, Nikita. I think you sabotage yourself, because he's just the opposite. There's this picture that I'm seeing now that is next to Jennifer Lawrence, and
I agree that he's short. I admit it. I'm not arguing against it, and I take it. It looks
like a kid's, I take it. Going for dinner.
But guys, look at Tom Cruise in every single movie. He looks like the biggest person in the whole universe, like and yet he's the shorter than the table, And it never prevents Tom Cruise from becoming a top tier action star. And everyone knows Tom Cruise is the bomb,
I agree with that.
Tom Cruise looks cool.
Captain America is literally supposed to be the ideal.
Tom Cruise looks cool now because he's already established himself over 40 years. Wait for the guy to be Captain America, he'll establish himself as well. I mean, Daniel Radcliffe is extremely short, but in our eyes, he's Harry Potter, Harry Potter. But he's shorter than this guy even. Sylvester Stallone is short as well.
Saying, I think QC's point that he's doing now.
Captain America has to be physically imposing. I mean, he's supposed to be created in a laboratory. And Josh Hutcherson is just, saying that Hugh Jackman was tall. It's one thing to be too tall for a role, but to be dramatically shorter for a role, I don't think it's the same thing. You know what I mean? So I think Hutcherson. I don't think anybody would look at him, certainly amongst these four, and think of him as Captain America.
Okay.
In the movies when you see the lab and you see all the failed experiments, that would be Josh before they got to Chris Evans. He would be the failed one.
Look, the guy,
end it there. We're done.
The guy has kindness in his eyes, which is what's needed for the role. Your guy's a sleazy playboy villain and Superman.
Nikita, is Sergeant California, is that trademark? Because I want to use that.
You can take it.
Okay, that's gonna end it. We had a great climax to the episode. Okay.
This is some advanced level assault. I mean,
okay, guys,
taking photos.
See this photo. This photo says everything.
Look, I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sergeant California.
Look at him in yellow.
That's the photo I looked at as well. Here it is.
Look, it's hilarious. Like, look at him. He's like the kid that went for dinner with the mom and dad. It's like I said, pick Danny DeVito, and you went, "Ooh, short," and I can get away with it.
Look, I like a challenge, you know. It tested my rebuttal skills.
That was an interesting round. A lot of interesting choices. We'll start with James first. So James, we thought this was probably your best round, so we gave you a 7.33 as a total. So you are at 26.66. Unyolo. So Unyolo, the total we gave was a 7.5. Still good round from you. So we gave a 7.5, which brings your total up to 30.17. So for QC, we also came up with a score for 7.5. We thought QC was really good. We thought the choice was good, but we wanted a bit more defense. But there weren't a ton of arguments thrown your way. We thought the attacks were good as well, which brings your total up to 30. So this all comes down to Nikita. So Nikita, it was an interesting round for you, my guy. Yeah, the pick was weird at the beginning. We thought that maybe you didn't have it. Rebuttals were very good at the end. So I think that maybe that saved you at the end, but ultimately we had a mathematical winner. So, and your winner, Nikita!
What you said in the house?
Nikita, you almost lost it. It was so I was like, what were you thinking, man? It was like
your final score we had was 3.99. We gave you a 6.33 as the final score.
Thank you, guys.
I mean, what the hell, man, Josh? but I just want to know your thought process for that one. That's all.
Dude, when Unyolo said all you had to do was not pick Danny DeVito, I was like, yeah, nailed it.
I searched inspiring young male actors. Okay.
And Josh, inspiring is like Special Olympics.
Google that. And you'll see his face somewhere there. And he just popped up, and the picture looked so good. I mean, like, fuck, man, this guy is going to make it. Then I'm like, fuck, that's the Hunger Games guy. I'm like, and then the time is running out, because first the time, like, fuck, the time's running out. Let me go with this guy. And then when they talked about the height, I'm like, shit, the guy is shorter than the chair.
Yeah.
My days. But then I'm like, okay, look, they all attacked my height. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to attack what they lack with their guys. And I think I did a decent job. I mean,
you made the show good. We got some suspense there because we thought you had it until the final round. But what are your thoughts now as you get your first Fancast match win?
It was so much fun.
You're definitely a big contender for MVP this season with all your wins. So what are your thoughts on just the game as a whole?
I mean, so much fun. I mean, it's like, first of all, it was amazing because we don't get eliminated. You don't have that pressure of kicking someone out or, you know what, feeling bad. You just discuss these things. And I'm glad that people picked some funny guys that we can make fun of. And I think that's the vibe I got when I was watching these videos. And I always wanted to be in one. I'm like, man, this is so much fun. I wish I could be in one Fancast. And here it is. You know, the dream came true in a way, and good to win and bring the points to the team. Because the guys have been trivia clacking, and I felt bad. I'm sitting back, but now, you know, boys, I got you.
Well done, my Nikita. I tip my hat to him. I think he did a great job. I would say in my defense, I've only seen like one Harry Potter movie, so I'm not a Harry Potter fan. So I'm trying to. I thought Noah Strap was actually a much better pick.
I like that choice. It wasn't bad.
I didn't mind that one.
Okay, so it looks like Rod has gone AWOL. So I guess we'll end the show with Lucky Boy this time.
Yeah, that was
Lucky Boy,
fun,
your
man.
thoughts on the end of the match as a whole, really?
I liked it because I didn't, honestly, at the end, I didn't know if Nikita was going to pull it out, because when we were all sending in our scores, it was like 6, 6, 6, and I was like, maybe the math will sway in his favor. I'm like, I had no idea, even for myself, how it was going to play out. So that last round made the whole thing really interesting. So
it did. It was like he was trying to make it. It was like he was trying to make it entertaining by not by fumbling his answer. All right, so that is going to do it, folks. Nikita takes home another win. His first Fancast match brings back 4 points for Gone with the Win. If you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you're notified whenever we drop videos like this, trivia, Cinemores. Again, more Fancast matches. Tell us if you want more of these matches. Tell us in the comments below. Again, if you haven't already, make sure to follow all these individuals on their respective accounts. The links for those will be down in the description below, so make sure to follow all their amazing accounts on Instagram, YouTube, all that jazz. Thank you for watching, everyone, and of course, ciao.